Court is calling 2015-22 State of Arkansas versus John Lewis. This is for arraignment on charges of possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, a Class D felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a separate Class D felony, and driving while license suspended, and disorderly conduct. In addition, court is also calling 2014-62 involving the same defendant. And the status of that case is that on December 11th of 2014, Mr. Lewis failed to appear, and the court directed a warrant, an alias warrant, issue for his arrest. The file reflects that on the 16th day of December, he was taken into custody on the basis of that failure to appear warrant. On January 8th of this year, he appeared before Judge Putman and was set down to reappear on this date. At the time of his disappearance, we had this matter set for jury trial in January 12th and 13th. And the December 11th date was basically a last date of appearance before that trial. So when he didn't appear, that would have court continued that trial. Again, I think we need to set this down at the first available date, the 16th of February. I'm setting case 2014-62 for trial on February 16th. And any last minute motions that need to be taken up will be taken up on February 12th. Mr. Lewis, court is also arraigning you on those charges that I read off earlier. Could you hear the charges I read off in case 2015-22?
Sir.
All right. The court is on those charges. How do you now plead?
Your Honor, I will enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Lewis to all of these charges. I'll waive formal reading of the charges. Your Honor, I'm not sure of the status if he is applied for the public defender on 15-22. If he is not, he will need to do so. But Your Honor, I know his situation. It's not changed since the court appointed us, so I would obviously feel like that we'd be appointed again on this case.
Your Honor, I don't anticipate...
Mr. Lewis, did you want to say something?
No, sir. I guess not.
Well, you're going to apply the public defender's office on these new charges?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You'll need to communicate with Mr. Cooper about that and make arrangements to fill out the appropriate application so that, and I know the public defender's office was representing you previously, and so I'm going to appoint them to represent you at this time, but you need to fill out the appropriate application.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now,
Your Honor, I don't know this is going to be relevant to this matter, but we would ask that the vote is on Pt.3/62 based on the current charges too, Your Honor.
Well, we'll start over at this point on the circumstances of bond, in regard to both cases.
Thank you.
Is there any request at this point?
Your Honor, in regards to the failure to appear, I believe, unless I'm confusing this case, Judge, I think that he was incarcerated and then the court released him. And then I think
He'd already failed to appear on December 11th.
he did, Your Honor. I believe that he was picked up on the December 11th failure to appear, and then I believe that he was released from jail. And during that interim, I believe that the case of 1522 arose. So,
Well, at this time, I'm going to set bond on the individual. Bond will be set at $35,000 with one bond to cover both cases. That bond will be conditioned upon, obviously, the standard terms and conditions of bond, including no use of drugs or alcohol. The court is
No way I can make it.
we'll go from that point.
Your Honor, I think Mr. Lewis had something he was attempting to say.
Yes, sir. What'd you say, Mr.?
There's no way I can make a bond like that.
Right. Well, it's the way I read the file. Apparently, the bond had been at $25,000, and you failed to appear on that bond.
That wasn't that. I did appear though. That I was in court, but they issued a warrant for me, and then when I got to the jail, they let me go because I didn't failure to appear. That was a mistake.
Mr. Lewis, I'm looking at the files. I'm the one who issued the warrant, and
Yes, sir,
I'm the
you
one
did.
who found that you had failed to appear in court. So,
I did once, sir. Yes, but that was an oversight. But the other times I didn't failure to appear. I just was late because I had to walk.
well, at this time, your bond is set at $35,000. You're set for trial in February with the next appearance in court on February 12th. You need to discuss, if you have any issues on any of that, you need to discuss those with your attorney, and he'll bring them to the court. You may be excused at this time.
Thank you, Judge.